from Lagos, the nation's commercial capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome. Tonight, military repels attacks in Borno and Adamawa states say air raids and ground operations are yielding results. Normalcy returns to Gombe Township after a car bomb that left scores of people dead. PDP World Congress's witness hitches in some states as President Jonathan advises party members to elect quality delegates. And Burkina Faso crisis deepens as military power tussle shifts to State Television House in Ouagadougou. We'll begin with security issues. The Nigerian military has assured that renewed pressure on Boko Haram militants terrorizing Borno and Adamawa states will drive them out of both states. Military spokesperson Major General Chris Olukolade told Channels Television today that there is more intensive shelling of areas where the terrorists are hiding. He says already air raids by officers and men of the Air Force and Nigerian Army ground operations are yielding results. According to him, the focus now is on deployment of troops and necessary equipment to reverse all recent violation and breach of security by terrorists and others operating in parts of the country. Last month, the government announced a ceasefire deal with Boko Haram, but that agreement is being breached by the militants. Meanwhile, normalcy is set to have returned to the Gombe State Transport Service terminus after a bomb attack by suspected militants in the park in the state capital killed several people. The debris from the blast has been cleared and business activities have resumed. The state government has also assured the injured victims of the blast, that their medical bills will be taken care of.
Life is gradually returning to normal at the Gombe Central Motor Park. The debris from last week's bombing has been cleared, and various transport owners' vehicles are at the terminals waiting for commuters traveling within and without.
Normalcy has returned to go around the park, and we have evacuated the bombed buses in order to provide a conducive environment for our operations.
To avert a recurrence in the future, the motor park's management has introduced elaborate security checks at the main entrance of the park to ensure that people are properly screened before gaining access into the park.
The security are trying their best, and then they assure that they make sure that every onlookers, everything that is seen to be in order, they will try to keep it away. So the security men are trying their best.
As the injured continue to recuperate at the Federal Medical Center and the State Specialist Hospital, the government has assured them that their medical bills will be settled.
The state government is directed by His Excellency, and he has also directed that all the bills for medical treatment will be borne by the state government. And then, as I learned, he is also trying to assist the families of the bereaved. He has also visited those injured in our two hospitals, that is the Federal Teaching Hospital and the State Specialist Hospital. He has personally visited them and assured them of his government support.
A triple bomb attack on the motor park on Friday last week left several people dead. The scars may linger for a while, but the people are already picking up the pieces of their lives.
Well, life is anything but normal for residents of Adamawa State who've been fleeing attacks by Boko Haram in the northern parts of the country. Many internally displaced persons are increasing rapidly. Many families and residents in Mubi town in Adamawa State have over the past 3 days fled their homes to the state capital Yola, where an existing camp is overpopulated with more displaced persons pouring in.
Heavy traffic build up on major roads into Yola, capital of Adamawa State, as residents of Mubi, a neighboring town about 2 hours drive away, flee their homes in trucks and cars, some on foot, as gun battle rages between members of the Boko Haram sect and the military. Many of them who fled with little or nothing in their possession say they hid in bushes for days to avoid being killed by the militants, who also attacked the Federal Polytechnic in Mubi town.
Wednesday morning, we heard blasts, the jets, train down bomb. It was not easy. We thought it was just a normal incident that would just pass by like the other one. So before we realized it, there was gunshots everywhere, and they said it's going to escalate into the school premises. So because we heard one of the university there has been burnt down, and the next target is the Polytechnic. So we had to run for our life. When there's bush for 4 days, we were trying to get where to get a vehicle, because all the road has been covered by them. We saw them with our bare eyes. We narrowly escaped them. We have just trekked all the way from Mubi to Hong. Therefore, when we got car to Yola here. Tell me the situation. It's very, very terrible. Immediately we left, they said they have already burned our hostel.
This thing is firing. They are firing all over the mountain, all place. So we are just going to raise our life.
Many of these displaced persons who have nowhere to go end up at NYSC orientation camp in the city. The displaced persons here are in their thousands, and more come in daily.
Numbers of male we have 3,472. The number for females is 4,190, and we have under 5. There are about 760 and 82. Male 239, females 543, and we have the pregnant women. They are about 76. Under 1, from 0 to under 1 years, we have 175, and the orphans now we have here is 78, and the general total we have here is 7,662. 2,633 they came yesterday, but today we did not do the statistic for the day. Many people now, they are still coming in.
This camp, which was opened in July, is one of the very few camps for internally displaced persons arising from the continued insurgency in the northeastern part of the country. Feeding, beddings, healthcare, sanitation and security are grossly inadequate, and as the displaced persons grow in number, the availability of these basic needs become more daunting. Omelogo, Nadi Channels Television News.
In the meantime, victims injured by explosions planted by the Islamic sect Boko Haram have appealed to the federal government to assist them to continue their medical treatments. As one of the victims told Channels Television that government is yet to fulfill its promise of alleviating their suffering after the series of blasts that rocked the nation's federal capital, Abuja. In this report, the victims recount their experiences and areas where they expect assistance from the government.
For my leg here, they're supposed to do me surgery.
36-year-old Ayuba Ibrahim is one of the unfortunate Abuja residents hit by the Nyanya bomb blast. He has received medical attention at the Maitama General Hospital but was discharged a few months ago. With his crutches, he manages to work as medical experts have asked for further medical checks. But how can he afford that when feeding comes only from kind gesture of friends and relations?
They took me to National Hospital. Since I've been receiving the treatment. So for my leg here, they're supposed to do me surgery. So they now discharged me. Since doctors when I was trying, I came back, I was still in the hospital. So my doctor now discharged me on the 9th of September and asked me to see him on the 25th of September. So I still went on that 25th. Wanted to see whether they were still admitting me for my surgery. Still my doctor now told me that what they require for my surgery, and the hospital that have not approved it. So he still asked me to go back. So since then I go back at their house. I've been suffering.
Same is the story of Adeyo Busayo, who lost his car and a friend at the Nyanya April 14 bomb blast. Adeyo also lost his sight.
My sight, as you can see, the redness of the sight, once the sun sets, my ability to see is completely impaired. So, and aside of the severe burn and some deep cut I had in my stomach and my right hand, so life has been miserable because of the trauma and the agony I'm going through. Those who knew me very well before, each time they see me, they what's wrong with your height? I keep telling them my all this and all that. And at the hospital, I complained this severely to them before I was discharged. They said they gave me too high drop. And I told them this is not how my sight was before the incident. They felt less concerned. They said I should just go in as much as I can walk and all that. And as I'm talking to you now, my chest and this my right legs, I've been feeling serious pains. Pains that, in fact, it's only God. At times at night, I barely sleep.
Many others affected by the bomb blast complain of neglect by government.
Calling on the government, good government, they have been trying, but they should please look upon us with the eyes of mercy. We have actually spent a lot. Like somebody that is actually looking for a job like me, I graduated 2000 with masters. I'm still looking for a job, and I decided to go into tailoring. Now the money is gone, treating myself. So I'm just starting again. If there's anything they can do to help us, please, they should do, and I believe God will help them.
If you ask each of them, each and every of them, they tell you that they've been neglected. What really champion is in his life after the blast? Are they really living or they are existing? You understand? And most of them are just existing. Because these are Nigerians that have been trying to construct life or dreams for themselves and their family. Most of them today, those dreams have been cut short because of the way they are and the injuries they've been suffering, even the psychological traumas they've been going through.
While efforts have been made to prosecute perpetrators of the crime, innocent citizens who have borne the brunt of the dastardly acts of terror are hopeful that government and all concerned Nigerians will assist them to get back to their normal lives.
In part two, after the break, PDP Ward Congress in some states turns sour. That's in a moment. Please join us again.